This is someone very successful, unlimited success, limitless success. They just continue to grow all the time. This is someone who's just stuck, okay? This is called a confidence hierarchy. A confidence hierarchy changes how we view the world, right? We all have a certain level of confidence, a certain level of self-belief. What's the one thing we kept talking about? We talked about how if I don't believe that I could do it, I'm not going to make it happen. When I was younger, I was working valet with my friends. We'd sit down and all my friends doubted themselves, all of them. They even doubted me. How are they going to believe in someone they can't believe in themselves? Well, here I am, way more successful than all the friends I had at the time. And they're exactly where they were. They haven't changed. One of my friends works at fucking Jamba Juice. Nothing wrong with working at Jamba Juice except the fact that you're broke. You're going to be broke working there. So if you fucking have a shit job, then yeah, you can expect. And guess what he spends all his money on? Weed. Good for business. I have a marijuana farm. So, fuck it. I don't smoke. I won't touch that. You know why? Marijuana removes oxygen in every part of the brain. It ages the brain faster than any other drug. If you have a predisposition to schizophrenia, that's the easiest way to make it happen faster. If you're going to get dementia or Alzheimer's, easiest way to make it happen faster. Destroys short-term and long-term memory centers of the brain. But weed's good for you, isn't it? Yeah, if you want to be retarded, it's good for you. All right, so out of 10, you're extremely confident. The language someone uses out of 10 is language that is inclusive of their tribe. It is language like, we are going to do this together. It's not selfish. This is abundance. Very, very selfless. Very, very selfish people are at the bottom because they're focused on surviving. You should write that down. I'm telling you, this is the simplest way to get what I'm about to show you. Now, you might say, I'm not selfish, Marcel. I want to bet. I want to bet that not only are you selfish, you don't even know it. Who here is as rich as they want to be? And you're selfish. What do you mean? What do you mean I'm selfish? If you don't have the money to take care of everyone you care about, then you're selfish. You've been thinking about yourself the whole time. No wonder you're not making more money. What's the one thing that every massively successful company has in common? They solve a pretty big problem in the world, right? Now, if the problem didn't exist, they make it to where it does. Either way, selfishness is why you're broke. They tell you making money is what? This is what people like to do. This is how you get brainwashed. Everything that is not true, they make you believe. So, making a lot of money can make you greedy, right? Making a lot of money makes you greedy? Is that true? Well, who pays over 90 or I think 80% of the taxes in the country? Do you know? Top 1%. Top 1% pay over 80% of the tax, and we want to tax them more? Huh, interesting. You go buy a car, like the car I'm going to go buy. What am I paying in taxes for it? It's $300,000. $30K. You know what happens when I sell that car? They're going to pay $30K on it again. And if they sell the car, you know what's going to happen? Another $30K. You know why? Because taxes, at least in this country, are a goddamn scam. But if you don't have money, taxes are a problem. You're scared about taxes. When you have a lot of money, it is what it is. It is what it is. And you know who pays the least taxes if they want? Rich people. You know why? Because they know what they're doing. You don't have to pay taxes if you know what you're doing. You know, hypothetically speaking, this is hypothetical because we're on live and we're recorded and there's people in here. Hypothetically, you know, if an accountant were to call someone, notice the pronouns I'm using. If an accountant were to call someone and say, hey, it's December 26th, either you go buy a new car or you pay the IRS $300K this year because we wrote off everything there is, make sure it's $300K or more. Can you do that? And hypothetically, they go get an Aston Martin, you know, and then don't pay taxes. That's a hypothetical. Like that could happen. And people do that. And then they don't pay the IRS, they pay for a new car, right? Or they get a piece of real estate, or they, instead of spending the money with the government, they spend it on themselves. But if you have a job, what happens before you even get the money in your pocket? It's already in the taxes. So who's really getting fucked? The business owner or the person on a W-9? W-9, right? You're an employee. So let's look at this. If I work for someone else, how much do I have to think? How much do I have to think about the direction of the company? Oh, we're not doing well this month. You don't care. I got my salary. Who gives a fuck? You only care when they lay you off. That's when you care. Up until then, there's no reason to worry. So there are pros to not having your own thing going on. But the pros far don't outweigh the cons. The cons are significantly worse. Especially if you're confident, especially if you think about others. When you think about others, are you more motivated or less motivated? I'm glad you're enjoying this video. Now, if you want to book a call with me and you're making 6 figures or more this week and only this week, I'm going to be taking calls myself. Now, there's no guarantee that I'll hop on the phone with you, but first come, first serve. So before my calendar fills up, make sure you click the link below in the description right now, fill out the application, and book a call with me. I'll see you on the other side. Enjoy the video. Who here thinks they can make an extra, I don't know, let's say some of you are making a lot of money, some of you are not. So let's just make it relative. Okay, if you're making a lot of money, who here thinks they can make an extra $5 to $10 million this month? And if you're not making a lot of money, who here thinks they can make an extra $70,000, $80,000 this month? Raise your hand. Okay, now we got about 15 hands, not even, 10 hands. On Zoom, put the number 1 if you think you could do this. Let's see the chat. If you think you can make that extra money this month. All right, so we got a few people saying it. Now, let me ask in a different way. If you had to make it, because someone you love the most, life depended on it, who here would make it happen? The whole room. Everyone on Zoom. What changed? You have a reason. If you don't have a reason to make money, you're not going to go make money. If you don't have a reason to make money, you're not going to stick it with a routine. You're not going to have a goal. You're not going to pursue it. So the reason is what? You can never have a reason if you're selfish. Because you on your own are going to be content with far less than you're capable of. You will be satisfied with way less money than you can actually make. You will be satisfied with a way shittier lifestyle than you should actually have, or could even have, unless this was for someone else. So when you go to the top and you become a leader, you're not selfish, you produce more. And when you are in that headspace, your life is different. You have different problems. So Jack, go ahead and pull up Chase's diagram for me here. So this is called Maslow's hierarchy of needs, or Maslow's pyramid of needs. Make it full screen for me. All right. So let's start with the bottom. Don't even need to read it. I'll just break it down for you. Let's start at the bottom and translate it here. At the bottom, what do we got going on? Survival. Surviving. You're only thinking about food, water. Am I going to die? If they told us right now, our phones all go off and they say there's a nuclear bomb incoming, what are you all going to do right away? I don't care how successful you are. Where are we going in the hierarchy? The bottom. You're all going to be at the bottom. You won't be able to think clearly. The only thought you're going to have is, how do I not die? Where do we go? Where do we hide? And by the way, we're by LAX. If there is a nuclear threat, they're coming right here. You're not getting away. Nothing we're going to do about it. Hope for the best. Make a couple of phone calls. We'll have a few laughs. We'll keep the seminar going and hope it was a joke, Right? Everyone just whips it out like, oh, one last time. I'm kidding. You can't think about that. We're at the bottom. All right. Right above that, you kind of got, all right, I'm surviving. Like, I'm not a homeless person. Because at the bottom, you're literally like, it's the homeless guy on the side of the road. Now, let me clarify something. That guy, we all know why he's homeless, right? You can look at him and you'd be like, clearly you can go get a job. Clearly you could fix this relatively fast. Can he see it? Can they see that? No, but we can, right? Every level you go in this pyramid or hierarchy lets you see the level below you. But it's very hard for people to see the level above them. So now we move up a level, right? It's called safety. Safety, well, you got your food, you got your water. Look at what's happening in Israel right now. One of the strategies they're using militarily is they're doing a siege of Gaza. No water, no power, no food. Because what does it do to them? Puts them at the bottom psychologically, psychological warfare. And when they put them at the bottom, what ends up happening? They're more suggestible, they're more responsive. They start, literally there was an interview on TV, and I saw someone responding to the interview, and the interview was from someone from Palestine, and they're asking them, hey, what do you think about the atrocities that happened, like Hamas went and killed all these Israelis, what do you think about it? And the guy's like, I can't think about that right now. We don't have food, we don't have water. And people are judging it. They're saying, there's no way this person can't think about it. Well, in that moment, they can't fucking think about it. Maybe they agree with it. Maybe they have different morals. Maybe they think it's a good thing. But whether they like it or they don't, in that moment, without food or water, they can't think about it. Because that's where they're at psychologically. That's called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That's the bottom. That's where most people are. They're at the bottom or a little bit above it. Safety. Safety, you got a job, you're in the comfort of your own thing, you work at Jamba Juice, you smoke your weed, you're chilling. Above that, you're like the manager at Jamba Juice or like your nice restaurant, you work the 9 to 5, you have your family, you got like some friends, you hang out. Above that, you're like a CEO. You're starting to start something, you got your own company, your own business going on, and above that, you're just aware, like I'm fulfilled. I have reached my goals, I've accomplished what I've wanted to accomplish in life, I'm feeling incredible, and I could see above all this. For example, right now, what do they want you to see when it comes to Russia, Ukraine, or Israel, and Gaza? What do they want you to see? Why do they show you dead bodies of things?
Emotion, fear.
Hate. Trying to make you hate each other. Now, some people, because remember, all wars start because of a difference in belief systems. We have different values, we have different ideologies. That's why war starts. To me, it's almost ridiculous. But when you're in this hierarchy and you can't see above it, right? They're just pawns on a chessboard. These 3 cars are worth over $1 million. But something that is more invaluable than that is your mindset. I have a special discount going on right now on a program called Invisible Influence. If you want to learn how to master your mindset for the least amount of money, I'm throwing in a bonus in there right now called Limitless Wealth. All you got to do is click the link in the description where it says Invisible Influence and get it for $49. I'll see you there. You cannot tell me Israel didn't know about it. They let it happen. So I'm equally as mad at the government there as I would be at the people who committed the massacres, right? And I saw another video of all these Palestinian kids getting blown up. And I'm like, these are kids, fucking kids, because people at the top make these decisions. A few people at the top are like, we're going to make these people hate each other. We're going to go to war. And this doesn't happen from day to day. This has been planned for years and years. Not even conspiracies, just how governments work. When we needed to get out of the dot-com crash in 2001, all of a sudden we have a reason to go into war. They said there's weapons of mass destruction. There were no weapons of mass destruction. We forgot about it. Completely forgot about it. This isn't even about conspiracies. It's about telling you how people think, and it changes your perception. So now, if you're at the top and you see all these people, you're like, how do I get everyone to rally behind a war? No one wants to go to war. But if all of a sudden there's a massive terrorist attack on our soil, what are you going to do? You're going to be mad, right? Your friends, your family, your friends of friends died. So now you're mad. You can't think. Where do you go? You go into what? Survival. How do you survive? How do you get belonging? All of a sudden you start rallying behind people. And if you're not part of the war, you're morally what? Inadequate. Oh, you don't believe in this? Look at you, you immoral piece of shit. They did this when? 2020. You don't get the vaccine? You don't wear a mask? What are you? You're a horrible human being. It's all manipulation. It's all manipulation. Now, was COVID real? Yeah, it's real. But why? Ask yourself this question. Why does this happen? I give it to you from a political perspective because it's not even about business, it's just about what's happening overall. If you look at it, they're trying to constantly keep you at the bottom of the hierarchy. I talked about all these distractions. These distractions never end. There's never going to be an end to disease. There's never going to be an end to war. There's never going to be an end to things that are going to make you hate other people. And all of these things do what? What emotions does someone down here feel? Or at the bottom of the hierarchy feel? Jack, keep it on there. What emotions they feel? Fear. They feel fear, hatred, anger. What is hatred? It's a fucking fear state. Fight or flight. That's what it is. Fight or flight. Fear. Fighting comes from fear, right? So now you go to someone at the top. Imagine you're playing chess and you're moving pawns around. That's what's happening. They're like, well, we need a reason to rally behind a war against Palestinians. Let's let them die. Let's let a lot of Israelis die. But why do they hate each other in the first place? This is something that happened from a week. This is 1 week, not even a week. All this shit happening. But let's go back. Why do we even hate each other?
Difference in ideology.
Yeah, but who makes that? The whole point is, it's constant brainwashing to make you believe that you cannot, because how do I control you? Not just fear. I control you by keeping you focused on nonsense. So as I do all this shit over here, you're looking over here. You're so distracted, hating each other, fighting each other. Here's what they did a few years ago. They said, from now on, we have 500 genders. Okay, now look, my stylist is transgender. She's actually transgender, okay? Now, she's cool. Used to be a he, now she's a she. I have no problem with them. But this is what they're doing. They, as in the government. They're moving something called the Overton window. The Overton window is your focus. So now, put the camera on. Everything that's in the Overton window is me. Are my legs in the Overton window right now? No. Is what's on that side in the Overton window? No. So I'm going to move you so far in this direction. So you're going to sit there arguing about bullshit. That when we move back even this much, we're not there anymore. We still moved over here. That's exactly how they control you and slowly, slowly take away your rights. Now, the reason they want to do that is because it's human nature to take more power and strip it from us. The problem is when they strip your power, they also strip your wallet. They take away your money. Because if you don't have money, where do you stay in the hierarchy? Where do you stay in the hierarchy, Jack? Jack, focus. Thank you. Where do you stay? The bottom. Now, let me tell you what happens in the psychology here. At the bottom of this, I cannot think about anything other than the problems in that point. For example, Elon Musk, what is his problem? He's like, how do I make sure that human beings can become interplanetary so we don't all go extinct? Most people are sitting there in the middle or on the bottom, either thinking about how they're going to pay their rent or what Sally said about them at the office 3 weeks ago. Because that's their problems. You will only think about the problems, like the problems you have in your life are really aligned with where you are on this pyramid. And they can go up and down depending on what happens external to you. My goal today, and even throughout this event, is to give you so much control over your emotions and your thoughts that nothing can move you from the top. So first, I got to get you to the top. Second, I got to keep you there. Because if you can stay there, nothing happens. One of my clients, the one who went from 30 million to $1 billion in 10 months, 3 months into working with him, he gets a lawsuit from a company that's making $200 million a year slapped on his desk. His legal fees go from nothing to now $1 million a month. He now has to spend $1 million a month on legal fees. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a lot of fucking money, and it's unnecessary stress. Immediately goes to the bottom of the hierarchy, starts thinking about how 10 years of everything he put into this is at risk. My job was to keep him out of it. Not only did they win the lawsuit, they're now crushing their competitor. That competitor is going to go out of business shortly. So they fucking own them. Own them. But in order to do that, again, you cannot change. So everything's about psychological warfare. Business is like going to war every day. Social interactions are like war every day. And I'm not saying this is scary. I'm saying this to inform you that everything you think you know. I'm the best hypnotist in the world. I understand what they do, how they say it, how they inform us. Everything is about changing the way you see things. What was the number one piece of propaganda we got nationwide today? That there's going to be some kind of massive terrorism, right? Right? So a lot of people didn't even leave their house today. Now, who knows? There might be. They have like one person who got stabbed in France or something, another teacher. So like things that happen every day anyways, that happens anyways. But now they're highlighting it. Oh, look, happened today. They're trying to always scare you. The more fear you have, the lower you are in this. What happens when you're scared? Do you think critically? Can you think about what they're doing? You cannot think about what they're doing. But if you're sane, you're in your right mind, you question things. You would question how 2 massive buildings just happened to collapse on 9/11. You would question why the most secure building in the entire world, the Pentagon, the most secure building in the world, doesn't have one fucking camera angle of a plane the size, 3 times the size of this room hitting it. Where did the plane go? Where are the pieces of the plane? You would question it. I'm not telling you it didn't happen. I'm just asking you to question it. Because no one questions things when they're so focused on the enemy. Well, why does Osama bin Laden have pictures with Hillary Clinton? Why was he part of the CIA? Did anyone see his dead body? You saw it?
When I was working with some commands at the time, and the guy got a text which I was from.
And you actually saw his face? Really?
Oh.
Well,
I saw a text message on someone's phone with a picture.
maybe. Look, I don't know. But that's not public, right? All I'm saying is I would question these things because there's an intention. There's a narrative. Everything's about chess. I'm not telling you this to make conspiracies. I'm telling you this because if you're going to sit down and you want to bet on a stock, you want to bet your future on something, you should be as informed and as capable of making the best possible decision that you can make without any influence from your emotions. If you're trading crypto, when did crypto crash? 2014?
Yeah.
Okay. What was it at before it crashed?
It was at like $1,400 and it crashed to like 100.
Okay. And so it went up from 1,400 to 100, and then it tanked. Now, imagine getting in on Bitcoin in 2014 for $1,400. Is that a good deal today? Is it a good deal?
Yeah.
Imagine buying it when it crashes at 100. Is that a good deal? But what did everyone say? I remember hearing this 2015, 2016 when I was in high school. I remember people talking about it. Like, I fucking hate Bitcoin. Bitcoin shit. It's crap. And then those same exact people, when did they get into Bitcoin last? I actually know a couple of people that did this. When it was at $65,000, it crashed at 69. The same, they're like, let's run it back. Let's get brainwashed the same way. So when you look at things, you have to have foresight. Foresight isn't just seeing the future, it's looking at what's happening and questioning what you know. Ask yourself, why do I think it's hard to make money? Why? Maybe because they put us through an assembly line our whole life, from the second you're in kindergarten all the way through college. They put you in an assembly line to believe something. What did they make you believe? It's my job right now to eradicate these limiting beliefs. It is my job to educate you. How many of us here think going into debt is bad? I love debt. I have millions of dollars in debt. I showed Jan, I'm like, Jan, look at how much debt I have. He's like, what the fuck? And Jan's like, Jan's the king of credit. He's going to speak after me. And even he's like, that's crazy. That's sick. Give me a high five, you know? I notice you haven't filled out an application yet to speak to me personally. If you're making 6 figures or more this year and you want to talk to me so I can help you crush your goals, go ahead and click the link in the description right now. Fill out the application. First come, first serve. I'm going to be taking calls myself all week. So fill out that application and I will talk to you there.